for my 100th clear. Oh, I have to do like my OG fashion. Okay, hold on. This was the fit I was rocking most of the time back in the day. Very cool, I know. And I've gone ahead and put together a little build for what I ran back in the day. Oh, I should change my seal as well. What did I even have? I had Splicer. I ran Splicer. I did not have this emblem, but I was fresh off the heels of Witch Queen Legend campaign, so I for sure had that emblem on. So basically, I did my first ever solo flawless run of Pit of Heresy on March 20th, 2022. And I remember it very vividly because I was sitting there on the couch playing Destiny 2, and I was like, okay, I'll just load into a Pit of Heresy. Nobody else is home, might as well. And then my sister comes in. I'm in maybe third encounter or something. And at this point, I haven't even been playing the game for a year, maybe 6 months max. So I have a bit of loot, a bit of game knowledge. I basically watched no YouTube videos. Everything I knew was from my buddy Big Yogurt, whose name you may or may not recognize. Yeah, everything I knew was from him. What's inside the game, what I could follow inside the game. And what I knew that I really wanted was the Pit of Heresy Solo Flawless emblem, because it was just so freaking cool. So I decided, I had to get it. And I did a lot of attempts. I did attempts before Witch Queen and after, but it was really this attempt. So back to the story. I'm sitting in my house alone. I'm playing the game. I'm in third encounter. My sister walks in. She comes in, sit down, and she's like, hey, I want to turn on the TV, because at this point, this was over 4 years ago now. I would have been freshly 15. That's kind of crazy to think about. I'm on Destiny 2, and I tell my sister, yeah, of course, you can have it when I die. So I locked the freak in, and I remember my adrenaline was pumping so much. I remember texting Big Yogurt. I sent him the screenshot of the emblem. I miss loving the game that much. I miss when it still had mystery and mystique to me. So in an effort to relive that mystery and mystique, I have gone ahead and put together my build that I used to run, that I checked through the API as much as I could. And I don't know if there's a way to see what you ran for a specific activity you did 4+ years ago, but I could see a lot of other stats about it that I can talk about later. But I just know this is what I ran for most of the Witch Queen Legend campaign, and pretty much that entire season up until Haunted, where I switched to a Submission Forbearance Lament build after I did a bit of raiding, which I have recrafted. It's right here. It's a far better version of it, but yeah. So let me go over the build real quick. Wither Horde, obviously great all-around pick. I loved it. The Ikelos SMG, this was my go-to. I got a threat detector surrounded perk, and everybody was like, threat detector surrounded is so freaking good. So I was like, it must be, and it was. I still think this is the best feeling SMG in the game. And back then it could make Warmind cells too. Still great feeling SMG. Can't wait to be using it in this dungeon. And then the Hothead Adept with tracking module explosive light. Almost 2,000 kills, by the way. Impact casing. I'm honestly amazed that before Witch Queen came out, I had done GMs. I think I had only done a couple, because this was the only rocket I had. And I was like, wow, tracking module explosive payload, this is so good. And if you guys remember Valve the Disciple on Rolk, it was meta when it came out to have a tracking module rocket launcher. That's why everybody loved the Palmyra B, because it had intrinsic tracking. So yeah, this thing helped me in some LFGs. And explosive light was just an incredible perk back in the day. But yeah, impact casing, of course, quick launch, velocity masterwork, adept reload speed, because there's no reload perks on this. Yeah, this was my go-to loadout, weapons-wise. I also always ran Karnsteins, just no matter what. I still do quite a bit. It's a very, very good exotic. So yeah, I ran Karnsteins, and I always try to get my grenade stat as high as I could, because I loved grenade. So I'll be doing that here. I spec'd all this for grenade, happened to end up with 110 super. I'm honestly very curious to see if this one faces Solmac. Somehow I really doubt it. Who knows, maybe I'll play cracked off my mind or something. Obviously, Witch Queen Void 3.0 had just come out. I love Child of the Old Gods, I still do. I find it very hard to take off Child of the Old Gods. And then of course Devour, which is I think the entire reason I managed to clear this dungeon in the first place. Nowadays I could probably do it with no healing, but back then I was a burger and a half. I still played on the Xbox One, so I was capped at 30 FPS, and I played like it. And of course Vortex Grenade, because I loved it. Healing Rift, because I was like, oh, Healing Rift, and then Old Gods gets blah 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 back, and it's like, whoa, grenade and melee energy, there's so much synergy. And I didn't know any of the tech that I do now about basically anything Void. So my go-tos were always, Void grenades weaken targets. I mean, that's tech. Damaging targets with grenades grants melee energy, because I was like, ability loop, and then melee final blows grant grenade energy. I was like, wow, synergy, Karnsteins. And Echo of Remnants for more Vortex Grenade, and Echo of Persistence. I don't think there was a 5th fragment slot back then. I'm pretty sure that's a recent change, but I have it here just with Overshield, Devour, increased duration. Not that I'll get Overshield. Okay, anyway, back to us. I'm sure I did not know that you could launch yourself off of this, which I will be doing here. By the way, my first ever Zilla Falls clear this dungeon. Guess how long it took? Yeah, it took an hour and 46 minutes. An hour and 46 minutes. Hello? Alright, sweet symbols. Okay, crab burger stacks. Doable. I had 500 kills. Where are there even that many ads to kill? I had to have done like 5 phases on Final Boss or something. I dropped sub 50 kills on an average run now. Because my first ever Pit of Heresy clear, I remember it was with Big Yogurt. It took us an hour and a half, and it was in late November of 2021, so I would have been 14. That's crazy to think about. 14 when I did my first pit, I'm 19 now. I can't believe I played this game for that long. Okay, huge first encounter completion. I'm sure I cared about the loot back then, so I'll LARP caring about the loot. What do we... Wow, Adamantite, that definitely dropped back in the day. Dun, 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 dun. But yeah, Pit of Heresy holds a very special place in my heart for those reasons. And even like challenges I've done over the years, both on and off camera, haven't always been a Pit of Heresy YouTuber. But it did blow up my channel. Probably my favorite challenge that I've ever had to theory craft was with Big Yogurt. We decided, hey, I hit him up. We were both, bored, nothing to do. We're pre-teenagers. We aren't pre-teenagers. We're teenagers, but like barely. Kind of teenager that doesn't count. Let's play Pit of Heresy, but we can't double jump. And he was like, sounds fun. I'm in. And yeah, that was a super fun challenge that I would honestly love to run again for a video. I've been thinking about doing that for a while now. Second encounter done. I haven't done Ogre Maze in a while. I'm normally skipping Ogre Maze. There was another challenge that we did that is actually a video up on the channel from ages ago before I got popular. Well, popular in quotations. I am still a tiny YouTube channel. But before, the kind of popular where you would get above 100 views. I spent like a lot of time editing an iMovie to make Can We Beat Pit of Heresy using only a rift. And I straight ripped what Sir D's thumbnails were doing at the time to make my abomination. And that challenge was super fun. We spent, again, almost 2 hours in this dungeon. We workshopped a way to use the Vesper's Radius, shatter the frost poles. And then we spent 40 phases or something on Zolmak trying to get it to work. And I would be the one full sending the boss, and he would be hiding in a corner in case I died. So we probably could have finished it quicker, but we did not want to risk it. And obviously, of course, when I joined my clan, Oasis, shout out Oasis, best clan I ever could join. They're so incredible, and we still play to this day, and I'm still in the clan. I even met up with some of them in real life, but we used to do raid nights, of course, as every good clan does, where we'd hop in a raid, and then afterward, the conversation was bumping. A couple of us would hop into a dungeon, and I would always suggest Pit of Heresy, because of course I did. And so I have tons of great memories going through this place with clanmates, with randoms. Hit LFG. I used to LFG to help out with Hit just because I loved it so much. Yeah, it's just a good dungeon filled with good memories for me. These knights up top gave me such a hassle. I think I'd for sure switched to a scout rifle or something. Or maybe that's why I even considered Karnsteins in the first place. I guess I thought they were a sleeper pick, which they were kind of a sleeper pick back in the day. For a while. Now they're kind of, I feel like they're more mainstream now than they were. Oh, you know what I do remember doing for this encounter is I switched to solar and I ran Daybreak. I remember running Daybreak, yeah. What did you have? You had Ikdash on that tree and Heat Rises. So I'll run that. There wasn't any of this existed back then, so this is as accurate as I can get it. That's the lore accurate Pit of Heresy Enjoyer, first ever Pit of Heresy clear for Wizards, because I knew Wizard was Netanyahu. I don't think I had a sword though, which seems like an oversight on my part, but I'm pretty sure I did not have a sword. Fairly good symbols, still gonna have to traverse quite a bit, because there's the bad middle one. There's two in middle, but not that I knew that. All I did this entire encounter on my first clear, just run around. I would chase, because I saw a video that was like advice on how to solo flawless Pit of Heresy, and it was like, just for this encounter, just run around until you find the wizard. I don't know what I was thinking getting off Devour for this though. Like, obviously this is still fine. That's crazy, I got that mantle. I just saw the entire solo flawless flash before my eyes. They're huge. Yeah, I had no idea about any of this on my first solo flawless clear. I actually remember getting Tesla on my first solo flawless clear. Yeah, because I had to daybreak over to it and I almost fell off the map. No, it was this one. It was this one that happened in. Oh, yeah, because all this was happening, and then I was like, I just have to pop my super. I have to pop my super and go, because I'm not going to survive. Because stats are lame, and farming armor is for the weak. Huge clear. I could die in final. I should use daybreak and like daybreak skate for this final section, just for the mims, of using daybreak. That was probably also like the last time I ever used daybreak for something like that. Okay, let's see. Does bro still got it? This is so cheeks. It's not as cheeks as I remember. That took me all the way. It's about as far as a wall skate would take me. Okay, now let's switch back over to Void for Void 3.0. Whew. Explosive light times 4. Okay, let's go. World's choppiest footage. Actually, like, recorded on a camcorder. Yep. I did not know the wizard jump tech, and also these knights did not run up here back then, so screw them. What I did do, I probably for sure dunked that ball. It's okay. Quick, while he's weakened. Bonk. Yeah, my adrenaline was like pumping at this point. I was like, I can't drop this. I'm never gonna be able to get to this point again. I'm never gonna clear again unless I get the clear now. Hey, it worked out for me. I did also do the strategy of, running away from everything. This ball's going to despawn, but yeah. We'll get hyped for damage. See, everything's over here now, so I gotta run this way. Get my orb of power. Get my multiple orbs of power. Wow, 3 orbs of power. That's explosive light times 6. And now we go over this way. And then with our void times 5. Boom. Boom. Nova Bomb. It's doing better than I thought it would do. Oh, I for sure did this strat. No field prep or anything either. Oh! Guess it's not my solo flawless clear. Okay, back to the boss. Hopefully this time I do not blunder so heartily. Well, hello? Where did bro go? Okay, well, looks like I am only going to have a 1 armor charge no matter how I look at it. Yeah. Alright, I'll take a half health. Oop. Yeah, let's get out. Okay. Dude, back in the day, my first clear, when that music kicked in, yo, what are we all doing here, gang? Everybody and their mother here. Okay, holy crap. Come on, second phase. I feel it for my 100 solo flawless clear. Imagine I fly off the map. Something could happen. This could not be my 100 solo flawless clear. I hope it is though, so come on. Let's rock and roll. Boing. Oh wait, do I have heavy ammo? 5 shots? Do I think 5 is enough? 5 with no super, no explosive light? Hold on. I do want to be able to kill. Heavy drop. Explosive light times 6. Might as well kill these guys. See if I can just get out a bit more super. Hopefully I can orb gen off the boss too. Who invited you? Nobody. Bye. Let's go. Let's peek the emblem. Oh wait, I'm on the wrong emblem. That's my bad. 100 solo flawless clears. I mean, that's pretty cool. Probably my proudest accomplishment in this game. Certainly my proudest solo accomplishment in this game. 25-minute clear, not bad. And I suppose we need to get the orbit screenshot as well. I mean, that's just so cool. Can't believe this is what I used back in the day.